My name is Uriel, and I'm a salesperson. Gosh, there's so many things that attracted me to Intero, but I would say what attracted me the most was the environment. Um, there's a great group of people, and the fact that we're growing so fast is a sign of that. Um, but I came from a small office, owning my own office, and because I kind of wanted to detach myself from offices, mega offices, because I've been there, I'd done that. I wasn't great with the politics of all of that, but I mean, just from first impression, I knew that it was different here. So that's definitely what attracted me, the whole ambiance of it all. There's really no egos. I mean, in a good way. I mean, yeah, all of us have our egos, but it's in a good way. Everybody helps out each other. I love to help others as well, and the great thing is people here have actually allowed me to help them out and whatever I can. Whereas others would portray that as, oh, wait a minute, who are you to help me, or what have you done, or what are your credentials? And I get that, but you don't get that here. You don't get that here. It's a great atmosphere, great group of guys and gals, all really just looking for everyone's best interests, at heart, which is key, because it's more than just making money and selling houses and doing all that good stuff. It's are you okay? How are you? You know how's your life? What do you inspire? What are your goals? That kind of thing. Tons, actually. There's definitely more of a consistencies, which I was lacking in that. I mean, I wasn't really held accountable by anybody. Yeah, my family and stuff, but it's not the same as somebody constantly being next to you. Hey, have you done this? Have you gone out and prospect? Have you made these contacts? Stuff like that. It's different. So that has definitely helped me in my sales skills, being more consistent, being true to my schedule. So anytime I kind of stir away from it, because everybody does it, there's always somebody there, like, have you done this? Have you done that? In a good way, like I said, not not in a bad way. And I've definitely practiced more. I've whereas before, as soon as I was in front of that client, whether it's a seller, it's a buyer, that's when I would, start flowing and start doing my interview and stuff. And now it's more, I do a lot more practicing, behind the curtain. Practice on my skills, on my role play, on my verbiage, tonality, stuff like that, which makes a huge difference. I mean, you don't consciously think about it, but it makes or breaks a deal. The most valuable resource here, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of them, but I would probably say the fact that we do have a coach in Danny Morel, that is consistently here. He has great credentials. I mean, he's coached hundreds of agents from different levels, and the fact that we have access to him is huge. Whereas before, not unless you're paying for a coach to be there for you and help guide you and develop your skills and your mindset, bi-weekly or once bi-monthly, once a week. I mean, we have him right here, and he's also creating leaders within our own office. To setting himself up in case he's not here. There's always that somebody here that could help. So yeah, the fact that he's here is huge. Part of those aha moments have been through others. Aha moments, you grow as you learn from others and their experiences, and the fact that they could open up and share with us. But yeah, I have I've had an aha moment. I think my biggest one was, I had my own office, I had my own team, um, working with 7 other individuals, and the fact that I was able, or that now I am able to do a lot more in volume with less people, working less. It's a huge eye opener, you know. Um, so yeah, I mean, I've had quite a bit of those, and I know I'm going to have even more, which is great, and can't wait. The 3 words that I would use to describe Intero are integrity, honesty, and commitment. What keeps me motivated to work here is my family. I mean, I have a 15-month-old son, baby son, and we brought him to the office since I became part of Intero. I believe at that time he was about 5 months, and we call him the Intero baby. So I mean, he's a huge motivator, and I've never had that before. I've been married for over 8 years, but I've never had that one little person there looking at you was a lot of love, and it's like, gosh, I gotta get my stuff together. I gotta do this. I gotta call these clients. I have to prospect, because at the end of the day, that's you know who I have to please. Some words of advice that I would give future Intero agents are, take that leap of faith that is needed. Obviously, to make any change in your life takes a huge leap of faith, and I would welcome them to do so, because I did. I was hesitant for about, gosh, 6 months before I actually finally decided to take that leap of faith and join Intero and be a part of this great office, and with Danny Morel. So I would welcome them to take that leap of faith. It's very genuine, and I would love for everybody to be able to go through the stuff that we've been going through, and there's an abundant living here, working on your skills, working on your business, on yourself. Ultimately you become a better person. So I would help them take that leap of faith.